What's up guys, welcome to our channel. Today we thought we're going to tell you a little bit of a story about our experience in finding our first affordable Sprinter van.
1 year ago we were dreaming about buying a van and convert it into a camper, and we started searching here in Spain. So we were in the website looking for something affordable. We found a Peugeot Boxer.
It was actually really decent, and we had a test drive with the owner and everything felt fine. There was no clearly noticeable problem. Then, very irresponsibly, we decided to buy it directly. And what happened was that we took the highway, and about 20 kilometers later, all the red lights were on, and basically the van stopped working and I had to pull over while Chiara and Gael were following me with the car.
Yeah, it was really scary, and we learned something from this experience, that is, do a mechanical check before buying your van.
No matter how nice it feels, how much the engine sounds good, the wheels sound fine, everything can sound fine, but without a mechanical check, you don't really know if there's something else inside your van that needs to be checked.
We decided to open our mind and to look around Europe looking for our van. And we realized that in Germany it was really cheaper and easier to find a Mercedes.
Going to the country that produces the car you're looking for means that there will be a lot more people having that car and a lot more used cars of the model you're searching.
We will put in the link below some websites that we used to find our van. In Germany, it's possible to find a used Mercedes Sprinter from 5,000 to 8,000 euros. And we were looking for something that had less than 200,000 kilometers.
Possibly we needed, actually not possibly, but we really needed a high roof. Because if you want to be standing and you're taller than 1.50 meters, you need a high roof. Also, we were looking for something that was coming from the registration years in between 2006 and 2013. That is the model we were after.
We found a few options, and then we chose one that was in the south of Germany, in Ulm. So we booked our flight.
We had an agreement with the seller that was written via email, and we had decided the terms via phone call as well. So when we went there, we were actually feeling fine, that everything was kind of already sorted out.
When we arrived, we found out that the van it was completely rusty, and the doors had holes because of the rust.
In the pictures, they weren't very visible. So you might get prepared that when you get to the place, the van has a slightly different look than what it looked like in the pictures themselves.
So we had to change the doors, and we started waiting.
We asked the guy himself to find us new doors because he was a seller that had quite a few cars, like hundreds of cars. And he said he was going to take care of it, but he didn't. He kept us there for days, telling that the day after the van will be ready, it will be ready, it will be ready, and we stayed there for
1 week. So we were stuck in Ulm, and the situation was quite difficult.
Here there was sunshine like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, so what happened was that after 7 days, basically, we got tired. It was time to cut it loose and to find a different option. So we actually rented a new Airbnb in a different spot because the one where we were had no more space in the following days, and we found ourselves basically in the middle of nowhere. With no transport and with no idea of where and when to find our new Sprinter.
As you know, when the universe puts you in a difficult situation, you will receive some help.
So as we were in this cornfields, and there were also like Christmas trees. the fields around us.
It was so beautiful, the nature.
We got to speak a little bit with the hosts of the Airbnb where we were staying, and basically when they heard about our situation, they proved themselves to be very, very helpful. And once we found another option, after a couple of days of just wandering around there and going crazy in the garden, doing sports just to release tension, we found another van about 3 hours away from that location.
This couple decided to drive us to the place where the new option was. It was in the middle of the nature. The owner was a farmer.
Yeah, so once we arrived there, we found a van basically hidden in between the trees and surrounded by rusty equipment. It really looked kind of abandoned, if you ask me.
It seemed that it was forgotten there. And he had some problem with the battery. We had to put the cables with another car. But then we tried and it was smooth. It was going smooth.
Yeah, we had a test drive. We also had a test drive on the tractor of the farmer. That was fun. It didn't go exactly as planned, so we ended up with this. But I went for the test drive of the van, and the van felt very smooth, very new and taken care of.
We decided to buy it, and we met the day after in a town nearby to sign the contract and do all the documents.
The paperwork was done in about 3-4 hours, and after all that, we finally had our van.
Imagine that the owner was speaking only Bavarian and we don't speak Bavarian.
Bavarian is like a dialect from the south of Germany, and he had no idea about English or Italian or French or Spanish, of course.
And you can see in the video the moment in which this man gave us the keys.
Roll the clip.
Tschüss, lieber Gabi. Yes, it's okay.
Lessons learned by this experience. Number 1, always have a mechanical check done before buying a van.
We didn't do that, but we highly recommend you to do it. Number 2, if you want to find a Mercedes Sprinter, it's easier to find it in Germany.
The prices are lower, and in general there is just more choice.
In our experience, if you have only one option, you can have troubles. So if you have 3 options, you will feel calmer and relaxed, because if one is not working, you have the second, and if not working, you have the third one.
You only know the conditions of your van once you get to the place and check it out yourself. If you're traveling to another country, you need time. Things can go wrong, or you can have setbacks, whatever it is. If you just have 1 week strictly to do your things and leave, might get short. So maybe plan 10 days or 14 days, don't get any flights, and just figure out a way to do the things with the time you need.
Another tip can be, don't be afraid to ask for help, because we are humans and we want to help each other.
If you have a friend that is a mechanic, or if you have someone who knows someone who has a van, that can help you out very much in your search.
Keep in mind that you are looking for a used van, so something can be wrong. We recommend you to ask the owner which are the problems that have to be solved.
It's a used car, so after about 8 to 10 years, something will go wrong. And if you know what it is in the beginning, it's going to be much easier to fix it later on. So that's how our first van was found. Actually, at the end, we were happy with the results. We now have a van which is from the year 2008. When we bought it, it had 143,000 kilometers. It was in good conditions. We did have 2 mechanical checks done on it from 2 different mechanics, and it was in good conditions actually.
We paid it 6,000.
We paid it 6,000 euros, which, if you ask me, it's a really matchy price for the car it is. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is the story of how we got our first affordable Mercedes Sprinter. You can do it too. We'll link below the websites that we used, and if you have any questions or you need some suggestions on how to find yours, just write us a message, we'll get back to you. See you in the next one.
E il prossimo episodio vi racconteremo come è stato il primo
Va a tomar por culo.
viaggio con il nostro Mercedes Sprinter. E vaffanculo!